Live from the SoCap Comedy Theater in beautiful downtown Toronto, it's And the Scotch Eggs comedy game Showdown. Please welcome your host, Dan Donnelly.
Hello, and welcome to And a Scotch Eggs Comedy Game Showdown. My name is Dan Donnelly, and I'll be your host this evening. How are you guys feeling today? Hot, I expect. It is wet outside, but not as wet as our theme, the ocean. Who could get wetter than the ocean? The ocean, the sea, the briny deep. From the sunniest beach to the darkest abyss, mother to all, grave to many, home to pirates, mermaids, creepy mermaids, and real mermaids. If you are looking for the adventure of your life, or you're just craving some hot semen, the ocean has got it all. Are you guys excited for your ocean-based show tonight? Excellent. Well, we are going to get started in just a second, but first we have a brief word from our sponsor, OceanGate Expeditions. Do you have a death wish, but too much money and pride to meet your death, falling suspiciously overboard on a yacht like a mere multimillionaire? Are you intimidated by the bureaucratic red tape and governmental oversight required to eventually blow yourself up in space on a massive dick rocket? If both of those things are true, then OceanGate Expeditions might be for you. With OceansGate, you and several of your closest friends can take this uncertified, unregistered death trap into international waters to join the remains of much better and more interesting rich guys who died over 100 years ago. OceansGate Expeditions. If you're a billionaire and you want to die, go for it, I guess. All right, are you guys ready for your show for real? All right. I am going to bring up your two teams of contestants. First off, we have the Catfish. Please welcome Nikki Ashworth, Andrew Lizotte, and Dan Brennan. And up against the Catfish, we have their mortal enemies, the Salty Dogs. Please welcome Keegan Hawkeswood, Dave Luca, and Evan Klim. All right, we're going to take a second to get situated here. All right, are you guys ready?
Yes.
You? Yeah. Yes. All right, are you guys ready? Yeah. Excellent. We are going to get our game started with a pop quiz. The first question, the category is Booty Hall. What buried treasure has long been rumored to be hidden underneath the original Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland? Yes, Evan.
Oh, I know this. It's Jiminy Hoffa.
Jiminy Hoffa. Yeah, let's just say that the Teamsters working on the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad never should have considered a strike action while Walt was in charge. Yes, Dave.
I believe it's the flight logs for the politicians that visited Epcot's island.
Epcot didn't kill itself. I guess that's the world of tomorrow, isn't it? Anybody else for this one? Yes, Andrew.
The director's cut of Song of the South.
I'd love to see what they felt they had to cut from Song of the South.
Apparently, there was originally a character named Alabama Jones.
Alabama Jones? Was he like a folklorist recording Uncle Remus's songs for posterity?
No, but he did have a whip.
All right. Excellent. I can see maybe why they buried that one in the vault. Anybody else for, yes, Disneyland treasure?
Yeah, the original Disney food waste because of all the uranium.
All of the uranium?
Yeah.
At Disneyland?
It was expensive.
Is this a thing I don't know about?
No, it's a joke.
Oh, okay. We sometimes do true facts on this show, but sometimes we just make shit up. That's fine. Yes, Keegan.
Goofy's foreskin.
Oh, no. Yuck. It's like a Catholic relic in a little shrine. Yeah. So, unfortunately, Max has to pray at it. Max was spared the knife, thankfully. His mom was... It was the 90s. Yeah, it was the 90s. Everybody was an intactivist. Go ahead, whoever rang in.
That would be me. I believe it's a chest containing the demon that powers Taylor Swift.
I think that's called Mammon, isn't it? All right, too much. Yes, Andrew.
The chemical equation for flubber.
I thought that died with Robin Williams, so I'm glad that it's safe somewhere. All right. Yes, last one.
Chuck E. Cheese. The E stands for entertainment.
Oh, well, in that case.
He had to be stopped.
I think that might be the wrong mouse. I'm not sure. But they did have sophisticated animatronics at Chuck E. Cheese. I can only imagine Imagineers were involved. So the real answer, as it turns out, is a private gallery of old masters that Walt acquired from a Swiss friend at the end of the war. But in actuality, people have rumored that it is Walt Disney's frozen corpse. There is a persistent rumor that he was cryogenically frozen after his death, but that's not true, right? He's really in the Disney family mausoleum, right?
Contains uranium.
Yes. I thought that was going to be something like the Watch girls who were licking the radium paint or something. All right, we're going to move on. The next question, the category is Deus Ex Machina. Poseidon was the name of the Greek god of the sea, but what was the name of his Roman equivalent? Yes, Nikki.
Rue Poseidon.
Okay, you can splash A away with that one, I think. Yeah, Andrew?
Wet Willy.
Oh, I think you're thinking of Zeus. Evan?
Okay, it's Aquaman, right?
Technically in Latin it would be aqua homo.
I guess that's English too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Keegan?
It's Pepsi Presents, sponsored by Exxon, Poseidon. The Romans were a very enterprising people.
Yeah. I didn't know they had a colony in Quebec sponsored by Pepsi. So the actual answer is, of course, Bigustrippus, which was his name not because of his incredible fashion sense, actually, Bigustrippus, but actually Neptune. Also the best piece in Holst's Planet Suite? No, not the best piece in Holst's Planet Suite. All right, we're going to move on to the next question. Adding to the list. In 2012, the cruise ship Costa Concordia ran aground and capsized after striking an underwater rock off the coast of the Italian island of Giglio. How did Captain Francesco Schettino respond to this crisis? Yes, Evan.
Okay, so I don't know exactly how he would have responded to this crisis, but if it was me, I would just grab my cell phone, call James Cameron, and be like, "Oh, Jimmy, boy, do I got a story for you."
I think by 2012, James Cameron was less interested in making movies and more interested in operating the salvage submarine. Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but I know it involved a lot of that hand gesture where the hand comes out from under the chin, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he just got off the ship and started gesticulating wildly, claiming he had a neck injury, asking the rock for his insurance information.
The word fungool was yelled a couple times, I think.
There was a Vespa there for whatever reason. You know, Italians. Anybody else? Yes, Andrew.
Okay, so he just hits the rocks, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Everyone be cool, my license is suspended." And he switches seats with the first mate before the cops get to the window.
Yeah, Nikki.
He ended up recording it live on IG until he drowned.
Oh, I bet that got a lot of views.
But was it worth it?
Yes. I would die on stream if that got the show some attention.
Or die in stream, get it?
Haha.
I believe he went, "Mamma mia," and slid down a pipe and did the water level.
He had to grab his frog suit first before.
Of course.
He was on mushrooms at the time, though. That did contribute to the accident. Go ahead, Andrew.
He escaped into a submarine filled with millionaires.
Not for long. Yeah, Keegan.
He came.
He came.
He needs to run boats into rocks to get off.
That's an expensive fetish.
You know, everybody's got one.
That's true.
It started out with dinghies.
And he just wasn't getting the same rush, yeah.
That's why it's called getting your rocks off.
Yeah. Hey, very good. This is the shut the fuck up horn.
This is why he's here.
So the actual answer is he went back to his hotel, went to bed, and didn't go to the police until the morning afterward, despite knowing that a woman was still trapped in the overturned vehicle. And it's widely regarded that this is why he was unable to run for president in 1972 and 1976, and eventually lost the primary to Jimmy Carter, and was only able to remain a senator for 40 years. I think I got confused as to who we were talking about. All right. The actual answer is he, quote, tripped and fell into a lifeboat and abandoned ship, and was later sentenced to 16 years in prison for manslaughter. Yeah. Don't abandon ship.
What about the other guy? The one that was...
The Rock?
You know, the one
He's had a flourishing movie career.
With the boat. The guy with who took his car off the boat or the bridge. Was he okay?
Oh, Ted Kennedy?
Yeah, what happened to him?
He was a senator for 40 years and died in like 2018.
Yeah, it's okay. The Kennedy clan's all right. They got this new guy, Robert, representing at the moment.
And what's funny is he actually sounds like he's underwater all the time.
They just made a movie out of the incident.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're going to move on. The next question, the category is depth penalty. What happens to scuba divers when they reach a depth of approximately 30 meters? Yes, Keegan.
They turn gay. That's what happened to me. I know some good scuba spots if anybody wants to go for a swim after the show.
I don't think diving and going down are the same thing.
Well, we can figure that out together, Dan.
I mean, only one of them do you have to hold your breath. Yes, Nikki.
So they realize they need to pee, but they have to wait until the dive is over.
They can't just pee in the ocean?
Oh, that's not... What do you think that is, a public pool?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That would be gross. Yes, Andrew.
They need to fart, but they're afraid of where the pressure will go.
Yeah. On the bright side for divers, according to Boyle's law, the volume of the fart will be inversely proportional to the pressure. But unfortunately for divers, according to Murphy's law, the need to fart proportionally increases with the social pressure not to. So, yes, Dan.
At 30 meters, you receive complete serenity from the bullshit on the surface.
With that voice, you do.
I would listen to...
I have this OnlyFans I should introduce you to.
I would listen to Dan doing guided meditation.
There's no point in setting an intention if your intention is to get high as fuck today.
All right. Yeah. We'll go diving later. So
euphemism for blowjobs now.
yeah, it is. My dad taught me how to scuba dive when I was a kid.
His dad gave him a blowjob.
In my grandmother's pool. Okay, so the real answer is that divers begin to feel the effects of nitrogen narcosis. The general rule is the martini rule, it's called. You feel the equivalent of 1 martini impairment for every 10 meters you go below 20. It's supposed to feel very much like nitrous oxide, which works on the same principle, in case anyone knows how to have a good time. There you go. In case you've had it at the dentist, or found the only acceptable use for store-bought whipped cream. All right. So that's enough for that. We're going to move on to the next question. The category is Suisekai. According to original writer Peter Rader, what was the direct inspiration for the sci-fi mega flop Waterworld? Yes, Andrew.
Field of Dreams, but on a boat?
Yes. If you build it, it will go $110 million over budget, and they will shoot the completion bond rep. Yeah, Keegan.
It's got to be every annoying water level from every video game ever made.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Waterworld for the Super Nintendo is not bad.
I don't agree with that.
Have you played it?
Yeah, it's not good.
I spent like an hour playing it just so I could figure out what I could say.
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
But for the SNES,
it's not good.
It's above
yes,
average.
Yes, top tier game.
It's above average for a movie adaptation on the SNES.
I don't know. I'd take The Little Mermaid on SNES any day over Waterworld.
All right. Anybody else? Yeah, Dave.
Scarface, but instead of cocaine, it's dirt, and instead of good, it's shit.
Yeah. Do they smoke that much in Scarface? I don't think so. I just watched this movie for research, and the bad guys are called smokers, and they're literally smoking the whole time. And I want to know where in this post-apocalyptic wasteland they have just cartons and cartons of fresh cigarettes. It's never explained. I can understand maybe why they have petroleum, but just cartons and cartons. It's like a fucking reserve tobacco dealer. It's crazy. Yes.
Water.
Water. Yeah, Andrew.
I think it was just a placeholder pitch where somewhere on a piece of paper was just like Kevin Costner, white savior again.
This time he's the fish savior for white people. Yes, Nikki.
He bought a really, really big pool, and he had to justify the cost to his wife. So he made the film.
Yeah.
White savior, but this time with gills.
Okay. So
There's like the Olympic-sized pool, and then there's the you have to pitch a movie-sized pool. It's a good thing they didn't get that one in the Montreal Olympics in '67, or they'd still be paying that off. Yeah, go ahead, Evan.
okay, direct inspiration, SeaWorld.
SeaWorld. All right.
Canadian inspiration, Marineland.
Yeah, enough of that. The correct answer, of course.
Wayne's World.
I would watch that one. I would watch that version. So apparently, Roger Corman, famed B-movie director, made the terrible Fantastic Four version that got shelved, among other things. Wanted to do a ripoff of Mad Max, which he often did things like that on the cheap. So Rader pitched him Waterworld, and Corman declined because it would cost him like $5 million to make. Meanwhile, the final budget for Waterworld was $175 million on a $65 million budget. Which they did because they built an enormous set on the ocean in Hawaii that was then destroyed in a hurricane, and they had to rebuild it again. Oops. They built it twice. All right, so that's it for the first pop quiz. Please give your contestants a hand.
Yeah.
And we are going to move on to the next section of our game where we meet your contestants. Are you guys excited to meet the comedians up here right now? No, you should not be. All right. First up with the Catfish, Nikki Ashworth sometimes gets paddleboarding confused with waterboarding. It's made for some accidentally threatening conversations at the cottage and some accidentally hilarious conversations during interrogations.
That's true, except for the interrogations part.
Nikki, do you know how to swim?
Yeah, I do. I know breaststroke, side stroke, fancy diving too. But I also know how to drown.
Other people, apparently. All you need is a towel. Oh, I finally get Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy now. All right, give it up for Nikki, everybody. Next up among the Catfish, Andrew Lizotte grew up on the prairies. The ocean is like an absent parent to him. It was never part of his life, so he doesn't need to see it now. Andrew, why do you hate the ocean so much?
True story. When I was a teenager, whenever my parents were disappointed with me, they would take me to Red Lobster to talk about it. I guess because in their mind they figured if their love is conditional, the shrimp should be endless. And that's why they're out of business now, is because their target market was emotional eaters, and no restaurant can survive that.
Excellent, thank you. Give it up for Andrew, everybody. Yeah. And last among the Catfish, Dan Brennan was born on an island shaped like a teddy bear, the mighty island of Ireland. I did not understand this at all. I had to look it up. Apparently, this is a thing. I personally feel like this is cheating.
This is what?
Because this is just a blob that somebody has drawn a picture on.
What?
I have to say that I like the more heraldic version.
Yeah. That's a hippo, but we'll go on.
No. I was going to say the AI in the PowerPoint has identified as a green hippo.
Right. So there's an old
and-
Irish rebel song called
I'm not
Here's
done with
Up the-
this. And as it turns out, someone has tried to make money off of this shit with this brazen Care Bear knockoff cash grab print-to-order site that they're clearly marketing to like everybody's drunk aunt in South Boston.
That's my website.
That's our website. You are everybody's drunken aunt in South Boston.
It's so true that, no.
The other thing about this is if you take this seriously, then the British have actually decapitated this bear.
Yes. Yes, I see your
And so-
research ran out at some point because there's actually a famous rebel song saying, "Give back our Teddy's head."
Give back our Teddy's head.
Yeah, because Northern Ireland is where the brains of the
okay.
thing would be.
Except for you get an ear for Donegal.
I feel like the Irish are the only people you can make fun of now. Is that the way it works? Is that what's happened
No, and
here?
the Italians. So, Dan, to get back to your bio, he is now as seaworthy as the mighty Titanic itself, and at this point would really appreciate a 100-year rest at the bottom of
true.
the Atlantic. I have a vacation package for you. But Dan, my question for you is: you're from Hamilton, the
That's
city,
right.
the city on the bay.
That's right.
as it's called apparently. How would you describe the Hamilton waterfront?
Industrial.
Correct. Okay. All right, give it up for Dan Brennan, everyone.
Hey!
And the rest of the Catfish. Up against the Catfish, their mortal enemies, the Salty Dogs. Up first. Keegan Hawkeswood was raised by the peaceful Detroit River, and in his spare time, he sells seashells by the seashore of Lake Erie.
Thank you for getting through that. I was really just wanted you to say it.
I took elocution lessons, I'll have you know. It involved a lot of waterboarding. Nikki was very helpful for that. Keegan, as a confessed Disney adult, also the result of waterboarding, what are your thoughts on The Little Mermaid's dad, King Triton? Hot or not?
Okay, I think it's obvious to anyone who's seen him. Top half, hot. Lower half, what's going on? Like, I can work with what's on the top half, but the lower half is a huge question mark to me. I don't know if anyone in here has ever seen any animal penis, but it's fucked up. And if that's what he's got going on, I don't want it. We'll never know the answer.
I do want to know if you were thinking of the animated version or the live-action version.
I actually can't even picture who it is in the live. Who is it?
I don't know.
I'm going animated. I can't picture the real
correct.
one.
Okay. All right.
Ninja.
Give it up for Keegan, everyone.
Keegan!
Next among the Salty Dogs, Dave Luca has been a lover of swimming since he discovered as a child he was too chubby to climb back into a canoe.
True story.
Dave, what is your favorite body of water?
Good question.
Thank you.
I believe, well, since humans are about 60% water, I'd have to say my favorite body of water is Scarlett Johansson.
She can play anything, including apparently a small lake or a pond. All right, give it up for Dave, everyone.
Dave-o!
And lastly, among the Salty Dogs, Evan Klim placed first in the 2005 Star Lake Fishing Derby and won $20, proving that being a hooker doesn't always pay well.
Not in my experience.
I am pretty sure you were paid more for a puppet to vomit on your bare feet on camera. Is that correct?
Yeah, and that's what got me into the acting union. too.
Yes,
So-
excellent. So, Evan, my question for you, do you have any tips for an aspiring fisherman?
Well, I picked up a lot of tricks from my grandpa, who was actually a truant officer in school. So what he would do is he'd actually always, catch kids who are, playing hooky, and that's what I do. I catch fish who are skipping school.
Excellent.
Yes. It's taken a minute, I think, out there. Yeah.
All right, please give it up for Evan and the rest of the Salty Dogs. All right, we're going to move on to the next section of our show, which is called What the Hell Is This? In What the Hell Is This, we show our panelists a series of weird and wonderful images and ask them the eternal question, what the hell is this? All right, are you all ready for your first weird and wonderful image? Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this? Yes, Keegan.
Okay, Did you ever read Animorphs? You know the book covers where it's like half girl, half fish? It's this.
That's half.
It's this.
That's half girl.
Well, drag queen?
Yeah, maybe a little
based
bit.
on the eyebrows? I don't know.
He's got the drag queen makeup going.
Yeah.
These guys still got to see the full cover of the book there.
Nikki, go
This
ahead.
is Flounder before he gets washed with the Dawn soap. Like the duckies. Quack, quack.
That's nice. Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think this is an ill-fated mascot for an anti-drug campaign. The guy's way too happy not to be on drugs, you know?
You know what it looks like is the description of, you know, that like Russian, Eastern European street dog crocodile, which was like a fake opiate that supposedly made your skin turn to scales and rot off. Mm-hmm. He looks like that. No, well, I mean, it was synthetic.
Oh, I thought you meant like the whole drug was. Yes, it was.
No. It was all propaganda. It was all propaganda. All right. Anyone else? Yes, Nikki.
Yeah, this is demonstrating what eyebrows looked like in 1995. Check it out.
Yeah.
1995.
That's what killed Selena.
Those were not her brows.
Too deep a cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what you see right before something like insensitive comes out of a creature's mouth. Like when Phantom Menace came out, I bought a Jar Jar Binks shirt before I saw the movie, and then he said something. I was like, "Oh no!" And I just started like turning the shirt inside out, like that.
So what you're saying is you have this shirt.
What you're saying is you kept wearing the shirt but turned it inside out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is sort of the after picture of the effects of meth. So if you lined it up with the animated original and then this, it's like he's gone down a bad road.
Yeah, he does look like he was just doing a lot of diving.
He has no teeth.
I was going to jump off of that. I was like, that's why all the teeth are missing there.
Yeah.
This is actually the video for a Weird Al parody song called Over the Sea.
Yeah.
This is what a smile emoji looks like when I'm on mushrooms. I swear to God.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, everybody. So this is actually a mock-up that somebody on Twitter did of the realistic flounder that they were going to do for the Little Mermaid remake. This is not what it ended up looking like, but everybody was justly horrified by it. This is what they actually did. So it's up to you to decide which you prefer. There was a lot of criticism that they made him too skinny, but they didn't try to bully Disney to death like they did that girl who drew rose quartz fan art too thin.
It's funny. He has the eyes of someone that like listens to everything you have to say and then runs away and tells someone else.
Why does it have a Gen Z fade? I don't understand. Why?
All right. So we're going to move on to the next one. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this?
Pure dirt.
This is
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
this is from the original script for Joe Dirt.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave?
When you buy Coke from the after hours.
His gums are numb, but for a totally different reason.
This is my taste in men.
This is when you're 5 years old and your mom catches you eating cocoa powder right out of the tin.
This is when, speaking of cocoa powder, this is when you go over to your friends for New Year's Eve, but he's sworn off cocaine and offers you coffee grounds.
Like brewed coffee grounds, right? Or just coffee grounds in a line. Yeah, Nick.
This is how you make your own mud.
That's true. Ingredient number one. This is like when you make the sake by chewing the rice, right? So you make the mud. Yeah, kuchikami sake. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Dave.
I think this is from the director's commentary of Waterworld, actually.
Yes, all right. Well, Dave has blown it. It is Waterworld. In case our mentioning of this earlier in the show didn't give it away. But yes, Waterworld, 1995. Yeah, go ahead.
The guy had to choose between Arby's and dirt. We know what he picked.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this? Yes, Dan.
I don't even think my shrooms have kicked in yet. No, I don't. Should we take some more? I think we should take some more. I don't even feel high yet.
Yeah.
Is it that moment in every like 90s movie, like comedy, where she's gonna like look right at the camera and say, "You're probably wondering how the hell did I get here?"
Yeah.
How your girlfriend acts when you leave the AC on?
I shouldn't have to wear a coat inside in June. Yes.
Dan, is this supposed to be like a video or something?
Nope.
It's
It's
just a still?
it's just a still.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if this was frozen or not.
Yeah.
That's not Frozen, it's Titanic, silly Billy.
This is the last time that Leonardo DiCaprio has even been around a woman near his age. And he would have rather fallen to the bottom of the ocean and died than be with her for another 2 minutes.
This is him trying to cryogenically freeze her to keep her at this age.
Off camera, James Cameron is slowly explaining the plot to Avatar.
Unrelatedly, 50 members of the cast and crew of Titanic were hospitalized in Halifax near the end of filming, and I think that's probably why, don't you? Yeah.
Because there was only a 15-member crew. That's
Why were they hospitalized?
They were actually hospitalized because somebody put PCP in lobster chowder that they all ate at craft service, I think.
You've clearly never been to Halifax.
Yeah, this is true.
That sounds more like Dartmouth to me, right?
That sounds like a much better movie than Titanic.
You know, you can take PCP and then Titanic is that movie.
I think if they'd been on PCP, he'd have gone on the raft. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
All right. I think we're done with that. So this is, of course, from Titanic, 1996, toward the end here, when Rose is having her hello, darkness, my old friend moment. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Panelists, what the hell is this?
No. Shh. It's okay. What is it?
Wait for it. Boop.
Is it alive?
Yum, 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 yum.
Seawater.
A kink I've yet to discover. What is?
You're a little sheltered, aren't you, Dan?
This is a commercial for Capri Sun that never made it in the 90s. Anyone? The 90s?
It's too easy for her to get the straw in, though, for it to be Capri Sun.
When she says she's a squirter, but you don't believe her.
When the water runs clear, you're in the... Wait, fuck! I messed it up! Yeah, something like that. You know, when the water runs clear, you're in the clear. Yeah, that's what I meant.
This is an expression I don't know, but I'll agree with you. Yeah.
This is a part of the PSA, don't you put it in your mouth.
When you squeeze a little salty drop out of the little bald man. What? Never mind. Yes, Dan?
But before I have to leave, can we move on?
Yeah, okay. So this is from James Cameron's The Abyss, 1989, which I watched as homework for this show, and that is a 3-hour movie. It is also 2 different movies in a 3-hour time span. But this is the things that live in the abyss control water, and they're using it to try to communicate by producing Ed Harris's face, which is what you do when you try to communicate with another species. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Panelists, what the hell is this?
The sequel to Spring Breakers.
Spring Breakers 45, yeah.
Oh, of course, it's ISIS, Marine Unit.
This is Pussy Riot on vacation.
Somebody call the cops. Those old ladies just robbed a sandbank.
This is Pussy Riot on vacation when they get out of jail 60 years from now.
This is actually a picture of the future of what our ski slopes will look like if we don't do anything to solve climate change.
Evan, did you write Waterworld?
6 months ago, these women were all part of a polar bear challenge and got stuck, and now they're getting...
And now they're just slowly starving.
This is what can happen if you have balloons at your child's birthday party. You know, you don't know. You put the helium, you don't know what happens.
Yeah, that's also why you have to cut the rings on 6 packs of soda. Old ladies might end up in them.
This just shows the popularity of face keenies, specifically orange ones.
Yes. Nikki is correct. These are face keenies, which are a popular adornment, garment in China, particularly in Qingdao, which is a seaside resort town. And women use them to keep their faces from getting tanned when they're out in the sun. I know you guys want to see some other examples of face keenie fashion.
Sure do.
So here is Burqa bank robber Barbie, is the only way I can describe this. And of course, who can forget the hunter and the hunted?
That's ridiculous. Those guys are characters in Star Trek: The Next Generation. That's not.
Those are definitely Star Wars
I like them
characters, not
because
Star Trek
they're
characters.
bold enough to combine both cheetah and camouflage patterns.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
The one in the back with that one must feel like a complete dick.
All right, and that's it for What the Hell Is This? Please give your panelists a hand. We're going to move on to the next section of our game, which is another pop quiz. The first question, the category is Down Where It's Wetter. In 2023, why were citizens of the U.S. state of Texas discouraged from swimming at many public beaches? Yes, Nikki.
Because it's a lone shore state.
Ha-ha. Yes, Keegan.
You don't want the microplastics in your testicles to get mixed up with the microplastics from some other dudes.
At least not without some baked goods to collect it all. Yeah.
Fucking Fauci? Or I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead, Evan.
Okay, the Sharks got the right to bear arms.
Now they just need arms.
The ocean is where they were keeping the banned books, so...
Yeah, safe.
For the amount of obese people in Texas, they found out if they all went in, there'd be a tsunami.
That's true. It's like the polar ice caps melting. Sea levels would rise everywhere. Galveston would be submerged.
I believe it was the fear of a race of waterborne abortions rising up and claiming back Texan for themselves.
Waterborne abortion?
Is that what a red tide is?
Avatar 3 coming...
Yes, Andrew.
There weren't enough guns in the water to feel safe, so...
Go ahead again.
They were worried that people would be too full from coming from indoctrination drag brunches, and then they'd get in the water and they'd have cramps.
Yeah.
Okay, so they realized that when you take your horse out into the ocean, it doesn't turn into a seahorse.
That's true. Mm-hmm. The horse just drowns like in the never-ending story.
Yeah, it's a terrible game of polo there.
Did you just say it's a terrible game of polo?
Yeah, I guess water polo. That would be the worst version of
yeah,
water
that
polo.
one doesn't involve horses.
Yeah. Oh, well.
It just involves hot 20-year-old dudes for whatever reason.
I'm still thinking of waterborne abortions. I have so many questions. Yeah. We're going to have to talk after.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Harvard mascot, the Crimson Tide. That's all right. Okay. Anybody else for Texan beaches? No. All right. So the actual answer is that they needed the space clear so that they could build the wall with the Gulf of Mexico. But also that almost all of the beaches near major population centers were showing potentially unsafe levels of fecal indicator bacteria, meaning that presumably people would have been swimming deep in the Shard of Texas. All right. The next question. The category is whaleus. The world's largest predator, the sperm whale, is also known by what other name? Yes, Keegan.
Harvey Whalestein.
Yeah, Nikki.
Hot through.
What?
Spit on that thing.
Spit on that thing. Yes, Andrew.
Nature's perverts.
No, those are dolphins. Those are dolphins.
Okay, it's the whale that isn't allowed within 1,000 meters of any school of fish.
Yeah. You're doing the school of fish joke twice now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That means there's going to be at least one more. Get out your cards, kids.
Yeah, rule of 3.
Wet dream whales?
Yes, Dan?
Subban. He was a predator.
Oh, yeah. Got it. This may not be the crowd for a hockey reference.
I can explain that one to you guys afterwards if you need me to as well. I'll hold a little forum where I explain my jokes.
Yes, Dave?
The huge, thick, creamy, fucking wild whale.
No wonder Ahab was after him.
I liked that it was thick and creamy. Creamy to me implies thick, but, we just need to know how thick it was going to be.
Nocturnal emission mammal?
Okay, anybody else for the sperm whale? All right. So the actual answer is the cachalot, which is not spelled at all like it sounds. People think it may have origins in Basque. Anyway, you can also call a sperm whale a cachalot. Ask any whaler you know. But they're all fucking taking PCP in Nova Scotia. Or whatever they do now. We're going to move on to the next one. The category is deepy crawlies. Cycropetes longicauda, a species of sea cucumber, can be found in the deep sea off the coast of British Columbia. What nickname has this animal gained for its unusual appearance? Yes, Nikki.
Slug puppies?
Slug puppies? No.
Finger nommers?
No.
Little nibblers?
No. Yes, Evan.
Okay, so its nickname is the BC, aka Big Cucumber.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was my nickname, too. No, yes.
Neptune's peg.
Neptune's peg. Now that sounds like a bar that I've been to.
Chicken of the sea. The real chicken of the sea.
real
Not
chicken of
tuna.
the sea, not
That's
tuna.
it.
People in BC need to get a job. Why are they nicknaming sea cucumbers? Can we contribute to the economy, please?
When you smoke that much weed, there's really not a lot else to do. Yes, Andrew.
Creepy massage from a coworker. Like, that's the name of the... All right, fine.
God's mistake.
That applies to a lot of things in BC, actually. Yeah, Dan?
Well, if it's a cucumber shaped item, it might be a salty vibrator.
It might be.
Okay, we're in the cum portion of the show.
Vibrator
So,
is an object.
has anybody actually seen what a sea cucumber does, like when you squeeze it? Because it fully just looks like it's like shooting a big load. There's an amazing Jackass scene. If you haven't seen it, go to YouTube, watch Steve-O jerk off some sea cucumbers. PSA.
I do have a question. Is it both thick and creamy?
In fact, it is.
All right. Excellent.
This show actually just won a Peabody Award. A lot of people don't.
I got an email today asking if this show was all ages.
Yeah.
And I said I couldn't think of anything that wouldn't be kid-friendly, but probably don't bring children. And we were
Now we
correct.
know Keegan's type, though. Dumb white guys that are willing to hurt themselves.
Man, you couldn't be more correct.
As long as they don't have a fishtail, I guess. All right. So the real answer is the gummy squirrel, which looks like this.
I think it's cute.
You think it's cute?
I do.
Do you also think the underside of it is cute?
Less so.
Less so.
Yeah.
It really does kind of look like a bad dragon toy.
He's a little slug puppy.
Yeah, a little slug puppy. All right. We're going to move on to the next one. The category is rose and palms. What causes the beaches of tropical locales like the Bahamas to have pink sand? Yes, Nikki.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie. Yes, Evan.
It's because every day at the beach in the Bahamas is a Wednesday.
What is that from originally?
Mean Girl.
Yeah,
Mean Girls. Okay. Yes, Andrew.
Someone went into the ocean wearing a brand new red shirt and the color just bled out.
Didn't use Tide.
Didn't use Tide.
Nicki Minaj famously painted all the beaches pink for the release of her Pink Friday album.
Yeah.
It's important. It's
That's-
historical.
That is incorrect because, as we know, it's Wednesday on all the beaches in the Bahamas.
Don't tell Nikki
So,
that.
Yeah.
She will be mad at you.
So it was clearly for Pink by Janelle Monáe.
Well, all right. All right.
Which does have sand in it, but it's like Utah desert. It was in a previous episode of the show, which is the only reason I know that. Go ahead, Dan.
Is it the blood of the dead pirates melting into the white sand?
You think he's doing a voice, but that's just the way Dan sounds when he finishes his beer. All right, anyone else for pink sand? Okay, so the real answer are little plankton called foraminifera, which are protist, single-celled organisms that have basically a shell called a test that's made of calcium carbonate, and they have these symbiotic red algae that dye their shells pink, and so that when they die, they get washed up on the beach and they mix with the white sand, and the sand becomes pink.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie. All right. We're going to move on to, I think, is this the last one? Yes, it is. The category is plenty of fish. What do female lobsters do to entice aggressive and territorial males to mate with them? Yes, Keegan.
They laugh at all their jokes, even when they're not funny. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I feel special.
Yeah. Yes, Nikki.
They pretend they're interested in learning about barnacle coin.
Yeah.
Tell me more. Wow, that sounds fascinating.
Go ahead, Dave.
They just kind of blink slowly while the male lobster talks about what he learned about the pyramids on Rogan. No way, the Sphinx is that old, huh?
Evan?
Okay, Dan. So I think shifting the focus on how female lobsters act and dress is nothing more than a tactic to rationalize male lobster aggression. How about we finally recognize that male lobsters are responsible for their own behavior, even as we acknowledge that they themselves have been shaped by lifelong immersion in an environment of toxic ass salinity. Masculinity, but for lobsters. There.
Salinity?
You got it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
everything up until that last point there. Oh, I had the room, but then just lost it.
So, what do you mean by toxic ass salinity? A thing that you definitely came up with because you can pronounce it.
So there's a theory that the environment leads exposure from fishing weights is largely responsible for the historic strike in violence in late 20th century intertidal zones. Intertidal zones.
Intertidal zones.
Yes.
Yeah, but do the studies account for the possibility that like all of the animals with the means to do so left the chaos of the intertidal zones for the relative peace of the Outer Banks?
Yeah. The effect persists even when controlling for bite fights.
Bite flight. All right, That whole segment did not work. Thank you.
That is why you don't get ChatGPT to write segments on a little point. Listen, I know what the lobsters do.
Yeah.
They paint their claws to look like video game controllers.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did this have to do with the frogs being gay? Is that?
Yeah, Nikki.
Have a butterface?
Oh.
Lots of Kegels to tighten up that lobstussy.
Lobstussy.
Female lobsters carry around a Jordan Peterson book in their purse. Just to be seen with.
Yeah, it's like Hillary Clinton with hot sauce, basically. Yeah. Evan.
All you can eat lobster.
All you can eat lobster. After the Kegels, definitely. All right. Yeah.
Tell the potential mate that they would totally choose the lobster over the bear.
Yeah. All right. I think that's enough of that. So what happens when lobsters mate is too funny not to relate in depth. So the males are territorial and aggressive, and they fight, which starts out with them slapping each other and then progresses to things that are more serious, which can cause them to lose limbs. No worries, they can grow them back. So then after one of them wins the fight, the females all line up to mate with it, and the male lobster sprays them with urine, which they find really hot. And then all of the females spray the male lobster with urine, which calms him down from his aggressive state. Then he picks one to move into his burrow with him, at which point they fight, and he slaps her around for a bit. And then she takes off her shell, she molts, and exposes her soft body, which he punctures with his sperm pinchers to inject sperm into her body. Which she can then keep for up to 2 years, but spends several weeks in the burrow growing her shell back. And that is what lobsters do with that lobsticy.
I really hope King Triton doesn't have sperm pinchers. That's a horrible image now.
All right. So that is it for this pop quiz. Please give your panelists a hand. And we are going to move on to the next section of our game, which is called Not Bloody Likely. In Not Bloody Likely, we give our panelists a series of unlikely situations, and they give you an idea of what might happen. And we're just going to take a second to reset the stage. Is that the microphone we're using? All right, are you guys ready? Okay, good. We are going to give you your first unlikely situation, lesser-known pirates.
Captain No Beard.
Captain No Beard, but more of like a soul patch.
Charlie the Constant Complainer.
That sounds like an unsuccessful Roald Dahl book. That's what I'm trying to think of. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Johnny Depp's stuntman.
Aww.
The men from the 2005 most expensive porno ever made, Pirates.
Oh, I've seen that. Haven't we all?
Roland the Murfucker.
the what fucker? The Murfucker. Oh, M-E-R Mur. Yeah. I was thinking of furry lingo. Go ahead.
Okay, not the boozy Captain Morgan, but the Captain Morgan that was complicit in the slave trade. Look it up.
Yeah, are they different? Yeah.
Okay, Captain Dane Cook.
Captain rented a yacht for the day to get pussy.
Hear me out. Captain Crunch Original, lawful good. Captain Crunch with crunch berries, chaotic neutral.
Can we go back a step? What was the most expensive porn ever made?
Pirates.
Okay.
I actually pirated that.
All right, are we done with the pirates? We're done with the pirates. We're going to move on to unusual beach reads.
12 rules for life, guards.
How to get off a beach.
How to stop reading murder mysteries with dead husbands and actually file for divorce.
Oh.
How to enjoy your holiday while your girlfriend's in a coma.
How to hide your rock hard erection at the beach.
The prequel to the Da Vinci Code, the Bible.
An introduction to tidal wave feminism.
The ingredients on a box of Fruit Loops.
Oh.
Why'd you bring it to the beach?
How to make money by growing your own sand.
And that Pirates thing, that's available on all streaming services.
All right. Thank you. We're going to move on to the next one. Rejected music for the Jaws theme song.
Okay, so the teens are swimming and they hear dun 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 dun. Jaws jumps out of the water.
Baby shark do 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 do. Baby shark do 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 do. I'll end it there.
Thank you.
Okay, it's not new music, but we just recut the movie so that every time the shark pulls someone under, it's a slide whistle. So it's just whoop. More fun.
I like that the slide whistle goes up when they get pulled down. It's very unexpected.
The Greatest Love of All by Whitney Houston. I believe the children are our future. Except the I was going to say the Jaws. The shark is singing it. The Jaws.
Yeah. The Jaws.
Jaws. All right. The titular Jaws.
No, Jaws shark.
We pan in with an overhead camera and we see the shark swimming on the surface and it starts singing, "You're so vain." Nope.
I bet you think this attack is about you.
Help by the Beatles.
Happy birthday.
No, that was too expensive.
You.
That was too expensive.
The original theme actually had lyrics, and they were, don't go in the water. There are sharks there. Stand land. Not funny, but brave.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I got one, sorry. I believe I can fly. I believe I can eat this guy. I think about it. Okay.
No? Okay.
At least he got to reuse it.
First time, not successful, but second time.
Second time's the charm, yeah.
California girls, they're undeniable.
Doesn't it take place in Maine? Yeah, all right, cool. We're going to move on to unexpected mermaid encounters.
Seaweed and saltwater latte for Ariel. Seaweed and salt water.
So you just spit out eggs right after sex? No, it's totally cool.
You know, your clams looks a lot bigger in the picture. I'm also talking about the bottom clam.
Yeah. The bearded clam, if you will. I've got one. Any mermaid encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, in a bookstore?
In a bookstore.
That'd be weird. In a library? That'd be fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, I can feel your pincher through your jeans.
Hey, sweetheart, nice legs. I like the way they come together at the end there. Can I get you a drink? Yeah, that's lovely. Hey, bartender, can I get a pickle juice and vodka for the lady, please?
I'm just wondering why it's not a sea cucumber.
I'm representing my client. Her person and likeness was taken by Starbucks.
That's why every coffee at Starbucks is for Ariel, as it turns out. Okay, I think we're done with that. We're going to move on to this last one. Unlikely discoveries by marine biologists.
Turns out water's not wet.
Or alive.
Guys, we just found out that water's wet like all the way down, like the whole ocean. It's insane.
Through all the turtles.
The marine biology is fucking boring. Holy fuck.
Sex, you fucking nerds.
Okay, So because of overfishing, there is no longer plenty of fish in the sea.
Aw. I thought that was just a government inquest in the early 90s. Sorry, Newfoundland. Go ahead.
The sea was angry that day. But then I got down to about 30 meters, felt tranquil.
Turns out sea turtles actually really like plastic straws.
They're convenient.
After years of research, we've concretely discovered that Vancouver is not a livable city. That is from my marine biologist brother.
Doop, doop. Oh, we've reached the marine floor. Wait, what is that we see? Oh, that's the future of America.
After 6 months of research, I discovered I can feel his pincher through his jeans.
You totally can't get pregnant in a hot tub.
That's science. That's true. All right. Thank you, guys. So that is it for Not Bloody Likely. Please give your panelists a hand. And it is now time for the last part of our game called Debate Club. In Debate Club, our panelists debate important issues of the day, and you, the audience, get to decide who wins. Arguing our first question, who would make the better husband? Arguing in favor of Mr. Krabs is Nikki Ashworth, and arguing in favor of SpongeBob SquarePants is Keegan Hawkeswood. All right, Nikki, you have 1 minute starting right now.
I know it's contrary to popular belief, but I'm here to tell you that your marriage is better with crabs in your panties. I've always wanted to be the trophy wife of a rich industrialist. I'm attracted to an entrepreneur who may appear to have a hard shell, but turns out to be a big old softie on the inside once you crack him open. Someone who can pay my bills and pinch my butt. Lobster's partner for life. Mr. Krabs partners with franchise owners to help provide me a lifestyle I deserve. Who doesn't admire a self-made crab? Mr. Krabs created a hub for the entire town to congregate and build community. He's a captain of industry that keeps local residents employed, and he sells delicious food at fair prices. The Krusty Krab is to Bikini Bottom what the automotive industry was to Detroit. Take it away and it all goes to shit. My guy, he did that.
All right, thank you, Nikki. Arguing in favor of SpongeBob is Keegan Hawkeswood. Keegan, you have 1 minute, starting right now.
All right. Obviously, SpongeBob's a nice guy. Great. We don't care about that. Listen to the theme song, okay? He's absorbent and porous. You know what that means? Lots of holes. He'll soak it all up. Yes, we're talking about cum again. Guess what? He lives in a pineapple under the sea. They say that drinking pineapple juice makes it taste good. Well, guess what? The man fucking lives in a pineapple. How do you think it tastes? Probably pretty good. On top of all that, he knows the recipe to the secret Krabby Patty that everybody's trying to fucking get all of the time. Guess what? He can make those for you any time of day. He just has the knowledge. You ever see the Krabby Patties on the show and you're like, I want to eat that? Guess what? SpongeBob, you're boning him. He can roll over and make one for you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Keegan.
But guess who invented the recipe?
All right. Nikki, you have 30 seconds to respond, starting now.
Krabs' ex-wife was a whale. I mean, a literal whale. And from that marriage came his daughter, Pearl, who takes after her mother. The opportunity to be a fun stepmom to a whale teen is a privilege. And I would never attain a whale daughter myself because Moby's dick alone would kill me. So let's break it down. Money, check. A beautiful stepdaughter who can protect me from predators and creditors, check. His flirty little chuckle is just a bonus. And sure, I realize it might be a little shellfish of me. Anyone can marry just for love, but love alone doesn't make you sand dollars.
All right. Thank you, Nikki. Keegan, you have 30 seconds and the last word.
Great. Well, I didn't hear anything anti-SpongeBob in that, but I got a few ones for you, Mr. Krabs. Do you want crabs, ladies? I don't think so. Nobody wants that. And also, I'm sorry, you're going to go live with his Gilbert Grape family that you just described? I don't think so. I don't want no part of that family. I don't want no part of his crabs. Whatever. He's a capitalist pig down to Mr. Krabs. Fuck SpongeBob forever. We love him.
All right. Thank you, Keegan. You wouldn't even take Twink Leo DiCaprio's stepson in that Gilbert Grape family? All right. I I have seen, what's the movie where he plays Arthur Rimbaud? Never mind. Getting too off topic. All right, now you, the audience, get to decide. Do you agree with Nikki that Mr. Krabs would be the superior husband?
He'll take care of you and he loves you. And you get a whale daughter and he pinches your ass.
Or do you agree with Keegan that SpongeBob is the better husband? All right, I think Keegan wins. Thank you. The numbers were equal, but they were more enthusiastic for you. So that is a point for the Salty Dogs. All right, our next debate. We have a couple of this or that debates this time. So in this or that, we get a choice between two things. And so this or that debate is beach or pool. Arguing in favor of pool is Andrew Lizotte, and arguing in favor of beach is Dave Luca. Andrew, take it away. You have 1 minute starting right now.
Fact. The beach is swimming around in everyone's pee. A pool is swimming around in only your closest friends and family's pee. Fact. If you injure yourself at a pool, you can sue someone. If you injure yourself at the beach, it's just God. All right? Fact. When people die at the beach, it's sad. When celebrities die in a pool, it's kind of glamorous. Did you all know that Brian Jones from the Rolling Stone died in the author of Winnie the Pooh's pool? That's pretty interesting. Lastly, if you get invited to a pool party, you've successfully manipulated a rich person, and you're in the first step to talented Mr. Ripleying him.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Have you seen the new Ripley? I have not. Oh, it's good. Well, it's beautifully shot anyway. All right, arguing in favor of beach is Dave Luca. Dave, you have 1 minute starting right now.
The pool is a disgusting place. That's why it's called a cesspool. Why is it better to be in your family's piss? I don't understand what that means. If you're in a pool and enough people piss, it no longer becomes water with piss in it. It becomes piss with water in it. Millions of people can piss in the water at the beach, and all you do is think about the vastness of the earth. It's absolutely beautiful. So you know how beautiful the beach is? I went to a beach once. I was in Bahamas. I put goggles on. I went under the water, and I saw a turtle, and I followed the turtle, and then I watched it fuck two other turtles behind some coral. It was the most beautiful moment of my life, and it's affected me to this day. One time I was in a pool with goggles on, and I saw my dad's moose knuckle. It's the most horrible thing I've ever seen. It's affected me to this day.
All right, thank you, Dave. Andrew, you have 30 seconds to respond.
What happens if you go into the water and get stung by a stingray? You have to pee on yourself. The ocean is obsessed with pee. Sometimes you go into the ocean and you're like, seaweed. If you go into a pool and you get grabbed, it's probably a creepy uncle at best. All right? And let's be honest, he's just mad he didn't get invited to a pool party. Did he give one pool party example? No. Does he know what he's talking about? Can he be trusted? I'll let you decide.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. Dave, you have 30 seconds in the last word.
If you go to the beach in Toronto, it's so safe. There's no sharks, there's no stingrays. Go to a public pool. Predators everywhere. Don't fucking go. It's fucked up. Also, pools are elitist. There's a pool caste system. In-ground, rich as fuck. We don't like you anyways. Public, okay, I guess you're a man of the people. Biggest scum of the earth, above ground. What are we doing? Beaches, everyone's together. It's all beaches are above ground. We're all trash. Don't you understand?
All right, thank you, Dave. All right, now you, the audience, get to decide. Do you agree with Andrew that the pool is the superior choice? We prefer the urine of our family and friends, or do you agree with Dave Luca that all beaches are above ground, technically? All right, Dave takes it. That's another point for the Salty Dogs. Are you guys going to make it a trifecta? Our last debate includes a person who's not here. Oh, there we go. He had to take a trip to the pool, obviously. All right. Picked up a pair. Beer.
So jealous. What, you picked up a pair?
No, that's... never mind. All right. In this debate is another this or that. Lakes or oceans? Arguing in favor of lakes is Dan Brennan. Arguing in favor of oceans is Evan Klim. Dan, you have 1 minute starting right now.
Okay. I just this is heightism. This is Dave. That turtle fucking is that on video? The two turtles. Okay, all right. Before I get started, sorry. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Are lakes better than oceans? This is Canada. Lakes are great. Oh my God, you're Hitler's dream, buddy. 1936. He'd be like, we are oppressed. Yeah. Come on, let's be honest. Lakes are great. Lakes are superior. Thank you. You can see the edge of lakes, which is comforting. Ever been in the middle of the ocean? Just horizon as far as the eye can see. It's terrifying. It's no way to live. The lake is a place for friends. Friends call you and say, why don't you bring your family up to the lake? Is that a minute?
Yes, you wasted the first half of it.
10 seconds getting an update on turtle porn.
Not just the turtle sex, also the weird Nuremberg thing. All right. Arguing in favor of oceans is Evan Klim. Evan, you have 1 minute starting right now.
Cool. So making fun of lakes feels like punching down, I'm going to be honest, because like oceans are bigger, they're prettier, and because like lakes have so much E. coli too. But hey, only rich assholes live on lakes, and I won't let my friends stand here and defend the rich, okay? So lakes do freeze over in the winter, giving folks a chance to skate on them, but not the ocean. That's because the ocean is confident in who it is and won't change who they are to please other people. But lakes, as soon as cuffing season comes around, they change their entire look and appearance. Do they lack self-confidence? Or if they do lack confidence, go to therapy, then you won't let people skate all over your lakes. Come on. And, the ocean gave us the phrase, there's plenty of fish in the sea, meaning that you always have a chance to find that special someone. And that phrase doesn't work for lakes because while lakes do have fish, all those fish are just isolated in that lake, and that breeds incest. So that's not good. We can't champion that. Yeah. And that's all I got to say about that.
All right. Thank you, Evan. Dan, you have 30 seconds to respond. Use them wisely.
Listen. Let's look at it. I'm going to be as quick as I can. If you drink lake water, what happens? You keep on swimming, right? If you drink ocean water, what happens? You die instantly.
Instantly.
You rust, right? Because that's what ocean water does. Honestly, who wants to be in someone that you can't have in your mouth?
True. All right. Thank you, Dan. You didn't even use up all your time.
I reclaim it.
Too late.
Right.
Zeke? No. Go ahead. Go ahead, Evan. You have 30 seconds and the last word.
Cool. Don't drink water from lakes either because of E. coli. There's stuff in bottles, and you could go to springs and get the water there from the well. Just don't drink water there from the ocean there, especially after so many people have been peeing in it and stuff at the lake there. But again, the ocean, what a vast space it is for it. It just cleans itself after all that. You pee in there for it. That's all I got to say about that.
All right, thank you. All right, and now you, the audience, get to decide. You agree with Dan Brennan that lakes are superior. Or do you agree with Evan Klim that you shouldn't drink either of them, but oceans are probably still better? All right. Clean sweep for the salty dogs. All right. So with those last 3 points, I have tallied all of the scores, and it turns out that our two teams are tied. 2,136 points to 2,136 points. It's weird how often this happens. So you guys get to decide who you liked overall tonight. Did you like the Catfish, Nikki, Ashworth, Andrew Lizotte, and Dan Brennan? Or did you like the Salty Dogs, Keegan, Hawkeswood, Dave, Luca, and Evan Klim? It sounds like the Salty Dogs take it. Congratulations, Salty Dogs. We used to have a prize when we were in Montreal, but no longer. Somebody ate them all. So this has been Comedy Game Showdown. I have been your host, Dan Donnelly. Once again, the Catfish have been Nikki Ashworth, Andrew Lizotte, and Dan Brennan. The Salty Dogs have been Keegan Hawkeswood, Dave Luca, and Evan Klim. Our next episode, right here in this room, Fandom Fantasy 4. It's a fandom theme episode on August 13th at 8 p.m. here at the SoCap. This show goes online. There's a back catalog of something like 30 of them up there right now, so you can go and see them if you like. And you can also patronize us on Patreon. It's the cheapest way to get tickets to the show every month if you live in town. And thank you to our patrons. And please follow us on the socials. We're And a Scotch Egg Productions. There's new clips every day. And we're going somewhere, I guess, so you should follow us. All right, thanks everybody for coming out tonight, and we will see you next time.